Hello everyone. Today we have a very special video. I am going to recreate one of my ultimate favorite childhood recipes. So if you are looking or expecting this like crazy, amazing, like old school recipe, this isn't it. This is actually kind of disgusting. And as an adult, I find that there are so many better ways of making this dish, but I'm going to do it exactly like my mom did it, and it was my favorite thing to eat, so I hope it's just as good as I remember. But what triggered the memory was I was in the grocery store today. I went to the Asian grocery store, and I found this. This is canned fish in tomato sauce, and it really inspired me to make this recipe. It's super, super easy. I am going to try to film as I'm making it and then try it and see if I still like it. I know that our taste buds change over the years, so I'm really hoping that, I'll eat it regardless, but I'm really hoping that I still like it as much as I did when I was a kid, but we'll find out. Hello everyone and welcome to my very antiquated kitchen. I have a phone. To make this recipe, you're going to need these. These are called Shanghai noodles. These are like a fresh noodle, and you can find them in the refrigerated section of your Asian grocery store. I have tried this recipe with other types of noodles, like egg noodles, wonton noodles, and I've tried them with like the hard Asian noodles in like the packet, and honestly, like it's never really the same. I prefer it with Shanghai noodles because that's just how the recipe was made in the first place. So we are going to stick to that. I haven't made this recipe in like over 10 years, I believe, because I stopped making it when I like moved out of my parents' house. So obviously you will need your mackerel in tomato sauce. And honestly, I saw this little can of sardines with tomato sauce, so I'm going to put that in there too, even though it's like two different fish. I don't know, whatever, right? I'm getting spicy over here. By the way, if you don't like fish, it's fine. You can use like any sort of other tomato-based thing, even like a can of Campbell's tomato soup. Like I said, as an adult thinking about it, there's so many better ways you could make this recipe than like what we have. Continuing, you also need some ketchup. And last but not least, you need some eggs. So here is that. The recipe is so simple. It's literally noodles, eggs, ketchup, and fish cans. I only have my water boiling, so while I'm doing that, I am going to open this. Okay, we're going to get 3 eggs, 2, and then I had another one from an old carton of eggs that I'm going to use. We are going to open this ketchup. And yes, if you were wondering if I bought all of this stuff just to make this, I did. I did not have ketchup in my house before. I'm gonna open this ketchup. And then we are going to open this can. I have this like rickety old can opener. Oh, it's not even gonna reach, so I'm just gonna have to do it off camera. Ugh. All right, so this is open. Disgusting. I need a tissue. I'm gonna pop open the top of this. This is the worst. Here it is. Okay. All right, we have everything popped open. Water is boiling. I am going to get a bowl. I have a bowl. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to portion out this, and I would knife it and like just cut it in half. Obviously, like if you're not like a fat person like myself, I would not use half, but I'm just gonna make a big portion so I can either eat it all or keep it for dinner later. So normally I would cut it, but my roommate used the only knife I own, and I'm not cleaning it up, so I'm just gonna like rip it with my hands. That's what I used to do when I was a kid. Oh god, this is like just as hard as I remember it. Just kidding, this is not good. Okay. How did I do this when I was a kid? Whatever, so I'm just gonna pull it out. I'm just gonna rip it into the bowl so we can have that. Is that half? No. A little bit more. Is that half? A little bit more. There. This is gonna go into an airtight bag for next time. And now we just wait for the water to boil. Alrighty, the water is boiling, so we are just going to take the noodles and put them into the pot. And I can't do this with one hand, but I have to stir these or else they start sticking to the bottom really quickly. So, yay. Because these noodles are fresh, they have like the powder coating on them, which comes off when you are cooking them, so you should really be draining this liquid, but because I'm like disgusting and lazy and don't care, I just don't do it. But I think I'm gonna skim some of it off. Okay, so now that that's done, I know I didn't skim all of it off because I just don't care. We're just going to take our fish cans and we are going to pour them in. Get in there. All right, that's one. This is two. Oh, it smells so fishy. Is there anything else in here? No? Okay. Once you give this a good stir, it should look like that. That's both fish cans. You don't have to use two. You could use one. I've always used one. And now we take ketchup. I told you this recipe is disgusting. So this is what I used to eat when I was a kid. Just want to say that I put 3 more squirts of ketchup in this, and then I also spiced it up with some garlic and paprika. I think like if we used actual garlic it'd be great, and then if we had some garnish later like cilantro or something, that'd be great too. But again, I'm trying to stick with the original recipe, which has no garlic and paprika and is literally noodles, ketchup, fish cans, and eggs. So the last step is to add the 3 eggs, and this would work a lot better if you like did it in a bowl, but I just kind of like smash them and then make it into like this little egg drop situation by stirring it around in the pot. Just kind of have to get the yolks and wait until the eggs are all cooked and we are done. And here we have it. I know it looks disgusting and it also smells like hot ketchup in here, but this is what I used to eat all the time. Yep. Okay, so I think in my own experience, a lot of American people don't really like eating fish. And I personally also don't like cooked fish. I love sushi, but I also don't like cooked fish. So when I was a kid, and I was like at home making this, people, like my friends, if they were over, they'd be like, that's disgusting. Why would you eat that? But it was my favorite thing. So I will say the pot has about this much left in it, and everything else is in this bowl. As you could see in a previous clip, that when I was holding it against like my face, it was a pretty big bowl. Let's try it and see if I like this as much as I did when I was a kid. Oh God. I think I have to get some of the soup. So I didn't mention this in the beginning, but yes, you have to like fish and you also really have to like tomatoes and or ketchup. What if I don't like this? I'm gonna be really sad. It's hot. It is pretty good. It is kind of exactly as I remember it being. Mostly, I think because this is literally just ketchup. But I will say the noodles have a fishier taste than the actual smell. Like if you smell this dish, it just smells like ketchup. But now that I'm eating the noodles have absorbed like the fishy sardine mackerel flavor that's in the cans, which I do have. I never used to eat this. Like my mom would use these cans and I would just eat the noodles and the eggs, and I would just leave all the fish pieces, and she would get really mad. But also it's just like, I don't like fish. But as an adult, I'm going to eat the fish because I don't want to waste food. Wasting food is bad. But let's get this bit with the soup. It's very ketchup-y. And it is exactly as I remember it. And I still like it because I just love tomato and I love ketchup. So this is going to be super fun. So this is going to be my meal. And I am so glad that I made this. And I'm going to enjoy this now. And I know that people are going to watch it and be like, that's disgusting. And yes, I agree. It's totally gross. But you know what? I used to really like this when I was a kid. And I still like it now. Would I make it again after I finish the other half of the Shanghai noodles? Because I do have one more can of fish. I don't think I'm ever going to do this again. But it's really nice. It's really nostalgic. And it reminds me of when I was a kid. So that is it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching as usual. And I will see you guys again next time. Bye!